Okay. All right. So, in the way of announcements, our very next book club chat is going to be on February the 6th. So, be sure that you mark your calendars for that. On that chat, we will be going over Mind of a Millionaires chapters 5 and 6 with Millionairess herself. Having these sessions just been awesome, really being able to get inside Dr. Jewel's mind. And she's been sharing some amazing, incredibly amazing information. You do not want to miss the next one. Thank you so much for jumping on tonight. Also, we still got some tickets for the full tank experience in Martha's Vineyard in Newport, Rhode Island. That's going to be June 1st through the 3rd. You guys, we have been promoting this since September of last year. We're already in 2022 and we are nearing the end of January. So if you waited to get your ticket, then you really cannot afford to wait much longer. You need to go ahead and get the ticket and lock your spot. You do need to go to thefulltankexperience.com to grab that ticket. Not sure exactly how many. Okay, thank you, Marquita. We've only got 10 spots left. I knew that we didn't have very many spots left. So those tickets have been selling. Be sure to grab one. I'm telling you, it is definitely going to be well worth the investment. You don't want to miss it. It's absolutely one of those things that you will regret not being there if you're not able to be there. So go ahead, make the sacrifice, do what you've got to do, and make sure that you are there. Also, our $1 million investment challenge for 2022 officially started January 1st. Woohoo! All right. So for new ones that do not know, last year, October to November, we had a $100,000 challenge. No, we had a $50,000. It was a $50,000 investment challenge in October, but we actually collectively invested as a group more than $100,000. So because we know we can do at least $100,000 in 1 month, then this year we set a goal to invest $1 million collectively as a group for the entire year. All right. So be sure that you log your investments. In order to do those, you are going to go to jeweltanker.com, click on Millionaires Club, and then make sure that you click on the $1 million investment challenge. The password for that is million, MILLION. So you are investing in the investment of your choice, whether that's crypto, whether that's Forex, whether that is Novatech, whether that is stocks, whether that's mutual funds or whatever you are investing in, whether you are adding cash assets to your safe. You want to be sure that you log that in and that you also send in a picture of proof and the amount that you invested. Okay. So as of the last update, and we do need to double check again. So be on the lookout because I know this number is going up. Okay. So as of the last update so far, we have collectively invested $36,457. So congratulations for that. I know that we can hit 100,000 by January the 31st. Okay. All right. So somebody said that they just checked. Who is that? Camille just checked. And we are now at $44,108. Woohoo! All right, you guys. So we are almost halfway there. I believe in order to hit the $1 million mark, we've actually got to invest $83,333 or something like that. $83,333 every single month. But we're going to shoot for 100. Okay. Because we are overachievers because we are millionairesses. That's just what we do. Okay. We exceed goals. That's how we roll. I know we can do it. Okay. You guys be sure to log those investments. I know you may not think about it. I personally need to put a reminder in my calendar myself so that I can log my investments. I'm pretty sure there's some other people that need to log their investments as well. All right. So let's go ahead and hit 100K by January the 31st. Be sure to look out on Telegram for more updates because I know we are going to supersede this goal. All right. You are invited to Prayer School 2022. Dr. Jewel will be hosting Prayer School 2022, Innovating in the Spirit, February the 4th through the 6th. I know some of you have already booked your tickets and said, hey, I'm coming to Tennessee. And so we will absolutely see you in the building. For those of you that are not able to make it, online tickets are available. You do need to go to destinycentertn.com for tickets. That's going to be hosted by Dr. Jewel. Guest speakers are going to be Dr. Medina Pullings and also Pastor Melva Henderson. All right. So you do not want to miss. I'm telling you, it is a powerful time in the spirit. It will absolutely set you up for success for the remainder of the year. And you want to make sure you are there either in person or online. Tickets are selling super fast for that. So destinycenter.com for your tickets. It's going to be the entire weekend, Friday night, Saturday night, and also on Sunday morning. All right. So we hope to see you there. And congratulations to you millionairesses that have already gotten your ticket. All right. The dates again for that are February 4th through the 6th. Okay. So that's a Friday through Sunday, February 4th through the 6th. If it helps, you guys can always screenshot these announcements. That way you don't miss anything. Okay. All right. So we've got the $1 million challenge and Rhode Island full tank experience. Just give you a couple seconds there if you're screenshotting. That way you can get all the details. Okay, perfect. All right. If you are interested in joining the Millionaires Club prayer group, because I know this club is full of intercessors. Okay. We are like our mentor, which is an intercessor. And so we're intercessors. And so if you want to join the Millionaires Club prayer group, there is a separate prayer group made up of Millionaires Club members. Okay. So it's a club member only prayer group. That group meets every single Saturday morning. They pray for Dr. Jewel. They pray for the entire Millionaires Club staff, and they pray for every single one of you, Millionaires Club members. Okay. They pray for our families. They pray for our businesses. They pray for witty inventions and promotion and increase to come into our lives. They pray for supernatural appointments. Okay. And divine connections, all of the things that you're believing for, just know there is an entire matter of fact. Let me see some fire emojis or some clapped hands or something, because there is such comfort in knowing that there is an entire group of people praying for you. Okay. So I don't know. Hopefully all of you feel the love in the Millionaires Club, but I want you to know that we have your back. There's an entire group of intercessors led by Pastor Nadine Chase, who is the director of prayer and morale for the club. And this group has been praying together literally every single week for, I think, the last 4 years, and they have not missed a beat. So please know that heaven is backing you, okay? And that you have a group that meets every single Saturday and prays through your dreams, your goals, your desires, all of that. If you want to be a part of that group, then you'll simply need to send a text message to Pastor Nadine. She'll make sure, because there's an entirely different Telegram group for them and everything. So she'll make sure that you're in this Telegram group, and she'll also make sure that you get all of the information. Her number is there on the screen, 678-873-8047. Or you can send an email for our international millionairesses that may not be able to send that text message. I didn't forget about you. You can also send an email to millionairesclub@jeweltankard.com, and we'll be sure that you're added to the group as well. Okay. All right. Congratulations to those of you joining the group. Big round of applause to our new club members. Woohoo! Welcome, 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 welcome. Since the last club chat, we have had 18 new club members to join. So welcome, welcome, welcome to each and every one of you. These are the millionaires. Is going to call them out individually. Millionaires Karen Edwards, millionaires Ashley Kimbrough, millionaires Tiffany Butler, millionaires Shantae Hunter, millionaires Demetrius McCown, millionaires Victoria Ogunsaya, millionaires Donna K. Holmes, millionaires Cherie Bradley Barclay, millionaires Joy Misha Weatherall, millionaires Helen R., Millionaires Robin Roots Jones, Millionaires Joy Y Oliver, Millionaires Tracy Mims, Millionaires Ella P. Whitley, Millionaires Deanna Davis, Millionaires Janice Milo, Millionaires Melva Henderson. Woohoo, woohoo. Let's support our money mentor and our fellow millionaires at Prayer School 2022. Another plug for that. Okay, destinycentertn.com. Millionaires Natasha Venable. All right, so congratulations to each and every one of you. If you are on this chat, then that means you are checking your emails. So definitely appreciate you for doing that. We do have a new members welcome call. It's typically on the first Friday of every single month. Since we will have prayer school on the first Friday of this month, that new members chat is going to be moved to the following Friday. Okay. So if you are a new club member or an older club member that has never been on one of these, I'm telling you, you're missing out on some of your benefits. Jump on Friday, February the 11th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and login information will be sent via email. All right. Last thing I want to do is I want to give another round of applause to all of our millionairesses in the UK. Okay. There is a bold group of you guys. I know for a while there was maybe only one or two, but there's an entire group of you all. And the reason I want to celebrate you is, you guys, just so that you know, when we have these club chats, it's 2 a.m. in London and in the UK when they jump on here. So you're talking about sacrifice. They are joining these chats consistently, faithfully, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning where they are. So I just wanted to just shout you out and give you a round of applause for your consistency. Definitely, we see you. We love you guys. We love all of the millionairesses, and thank you so much for your consistency. All right, Dr. Jewel, turning it over to you.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Ashia. I just love hearing you do announcements. So let's just get right into it. Father, we bless you. We thank you. We honor you, for this is a day that you have made, God, and we rejoice and are glad in it. I thank you for these precious, powerful women. I thank you for the ability to hear and to implement and to execute. I thank you for the power of decision-making. God, I pray you bless our families and all that we're connected to. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, guys. So we had a house full today, and it's still kind of full, and it's crazy because my husband's on an interview right now. My aunt is doing a Zoom right now. So that's what happens when you come from a family of entrepreneurs, but we're going to get into it. If the feedback gets too much, just let me know. But okay, so I'm excited. We started reading the book. I know you guys, we had great conversation last week, and I definitely want to get into it. Please get your tickets to prayer school. I really hope to see you there. And of course, the $1 million investment challenge, I'm in agreement. We're going to supersede. I just asked the team if I should share my investments to add into it. And Keita jumped up and was like, yes. So we broke our goal because I bought $200,000 worth of Bitcoin last week and put it in another investment. So thank you, Jesus, for that. And I share those numbers with you because, guys, these numbers is what's helped me increase. I got into a group where everybody was sharing their numbers, screenshotting, and it actually built my faith. So all that, don't tell nobody, I don't have that spirit. They set me free, and I'm glad of that, because it was me hearing big numbers that made me build my faith, that added to my faith, that like, yeah, this is what we do and it's not a big deal. Chapter 3, gold digger, gold getter. Okay. If you obsess with personal discipline, then the public reward will come. I'm going to say that again. If you obsess with personal discipline, then the public reward will come. Private growth is more important than public recognition, because private growth will eventually overflow into what the public sees and knows about you. Now, this is really important because, especially now, because we live in a world where everybody wants to, publicly be this boss, be this entrepreneur, be this amazing person, this da-da-da-da. And that there's nothing wrong with having that aspiration, but it's more important what I do in the corner every day, because eventually my public life should be an overflow of my personal life. Like, I don't just try to be like, I'm not I'm kind of relaxed. I was doing a Zoom earlier and I had on business clothes in one moment and then I changed and put on pajamas because my husband was talking. I came back and Camille was like, did you just change? I'm like, yes, child. Like I was doing another wealth webinar. I was like, yeah, I mean, this is like, I'm a person. I'm a person. And I think sometimes people think that perfection means success. No, be authentically who you are and work on yourself personally. So every single day I'm working on myself, I'm challenging myself, I'm putting a demand on my potential. Come say hi, Ricky. This is my oldest baby.
Hey guys. She's telling y'all the truth. Ain't she giving y'all no gas? Honey, this lady is disciplined, baby, to a power, honey. She is disciplined for the win, y'all. I ain't never seen nothing like it. She's stretching me right now because it's 8:23. It's time to go to bed. God bless y'all and y'all ministry. And y'all cold for hanging with us. Jesus love you.
Hilarious. Hilarious. That's my baby. I was trying to get her to spend the night. So maybe next week. Maybe you'll spend the night. Next week? Next week? Okay. Okay. Private growth is more important than public recognition because private growth will eventually overflow into what the public sees and knows about you. For example, if you keep getting on social media saying you're about to lose 50 pounds and then never change the way you eat, what time you eat, or your gym routine publicly, okay, hold on one second, Joe. Perfect. Okay. Publicly, what you want to display is never going to catch up. Success is something, listen now, success is something that we should be able to measure. You should be able to measure success. That's why it's important to be honest with yourself and assess where you are and when you find yourself at the end of your capacity. And this is why I'm so excited that all of you guys join the club, because you realize I can't take myself to the next level. I got to be around people that are doing things stronger than me, faster than me, better than me, so that I can put that demand and kind of see where am I and where I need to be. Okay. That's why it's important to be honest with yourself and assess. Okay. So for instance, you may realize it's time to bring on another team member or hire a housekeeper. Y'all here being, I'm like, are you like yelling on your interview? Bruh. An accounting firm, a marketing team, or a social media team. When you assess where you are, then you will know where you need to be. So I want to stop just for a moment and ask you guys, have you taken time to kind of assess where you are and where you need to be? Where you are and where you need to be. Somebody unmute and share. Have you taken some time to kind of assess, hey, where am I at? And I'm particularly talking about you as an entrepreneur, and then also you as moving as an investor, because you guys know I'm all about business, but I'm really, really, really more, I'm not a wealth manager, I'm a wealth developer. My goal is to make sure you are really looking at those habits. So let's unmute and have a little bit of conversation about that before I go on. Okay, let's have some conversation about that.
This is Rebecca.
Hey,
this is Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great,
I
girl.
personally,
How are you?
I'm all over the place. I have a 9 to 5, and I read the book earlier, or this chapter, of course, earlier, and I'm all over the place. I don't have direction. I know there are things I want to accomplish. I have written things down, but I haven't measured anything. So it's like I have to figure out what to focus on, because I want to be, debt free. I don't know if I'm putting too much stress on that aspect. I want to invest. It's just so many different factors. I definitely want to leave my 9 to 5. So yeah, I haven't taken that step.
Well, I mean, I think you have taken the step, because you figured out I'm all over the place. And sometimes we can all be all over the place. I think every woman on this call probably said at some point, man, I feel like I'm all over the place. And that's okay, because you got to first know I'm all over the place, because it's terrible to be all over the place and I know it. This is why I talk a lot about writing down your goals. This is, I believe, when I say, I know I've said it and I'm going to keep saying it, but this right here totally helped to revamp my life remind me of things that I needed to do, what I needed to do, when I needed to do it. So I would start first with writing down, first of all, that I'm organized. Start confessing, yourself that I literally write that down every day. I'm focused, I'm organized, because I have a potential, right? But I've developed discipline. So now I'm like, I'm focused, I'm organized. I know where I need to focus. I know where I need to lean into. I know what I need to be doing. And you start confessing those things over your life. So even if you say, I'm clueless on where to start, Jesus knows exactly where you are and where you need to be. So remember, we have so much power in our words. We can literally speak ourselves into the next level. We can speak ourselves. I can speak, I can declare. I remember like 4 years ago, I could tell I was starting to carry stress, and I would go, and I had a membership at Massage Envy at the time, and I tried to go once a month, sometimes I would skip a month, but then I realized as I was starting to scale, I couldn't scale if I wasn't healthy. So I had to say, okay, now it's time to invest in the masseuse every week. So that was a slight adjustment, but it really, really opened me up mentally to really be able to hone in and become very efficient. So I said that to say, Rebecca, I want you to use your words to get you where you need to be. And though you may not know exactly where you need to be, you need to be focused. So you can start saying, God, write this down every day. All of us should be doing this. God, I thank you. I'm beautiful. I'm brilliant. I'm anointed. I'm strong. I'm smart. I'm bold. I'm courageous. I'm focused. I'm organized. I attract the very best that life has to offer. Divine connections, divine partnerships. I'm debt free. My confession is I'm $1 million a day girl. Some of you might say, hey, I'll be happy with 10,000 a day, or maybe 1,000 a day, wherever your faith can go. Start writing that down. So what's going to happen is everything that you need to bring that to pass will begin to fall into alignment. I mean, and this is the thing. I read a scripture today. I think it was in Proverbs. What was that scripture? Proverbs 3 or Proverbs 4. And it basically talked about how God wants to get involved in every dimension of our lives till we overflow. Every dimension of our lives, he wants to get involved in there. So just make sure you start doing that, Rebecca. Anybody else want to share?
Okay.
And that was good. So thank you for
Thank
sharing.
you.
Absolutely. Anybody else want to share?
I'll share. This is
Hey.
Jaqueline. This is Jay-Z.
Hey, Jaqueline. Hey,
Hi.
girl.
How are you?
We was hanging out yesterday.
Yes.
It was good.
So for me, I think I've made a lot of progress, but I do realize I have a long way to go. And I think it started with getting out of the poverty mindset and being around the right mentorship and the right leaders to understand that there is more out here, that I deserve more. And so with that, I started to implement some of the practices that I saw you leaders doing, as far as the affirmations, as far as praying more, as far as putting God first, as far as my vision board, writing down my goals, actually writing down my daily plan and executing those tasks. I think I'm getting more and more consistent. The busier that I get with my business, with my daughter, just with my own endeavors, and then still work. I still work a corporate job. But I think, the most important thing is that my mindset is definitely shifting. And with that, I'm becoming more and more consistent to be the entrepreneur that I desire to be.
Yeah, that's really good. I love what I heard Jaqueline say. She said, I'm using my words. And this is what we have to do, using your words, saying those affirmations. It's stuff we've heard, but sometimes just because we heard it doesn't mean we've done it. Like using those words are so important because they literally are like a force field to keep you where you need to be, literally. So good job on that, and continue to do the work. And I think sometimes people don't want to do the work on themselves. Like that's the work. There's no getting around it. I have to do the work on myself privately. That's like most important. If I go and I'm running but I haven't done the work privately on myself, then I could end up, wanting to become something that I never developed the discipline to be able to sustain or even manifest. Okay. All right. So let's read a little bit. I love that feedback. So this is the second paragraph on page 27. We all have many responsibilities and different things coming at us in the course of a day. We tend to get bombarded by life, and as a result, we lose our course. Remember, when I wanted to start my own dish line, I wanted the words, I am a millionairess written on them. So I wrote it down as a goal, and it became a part of my vision. I also started confessions about my dish line, which kept it at the forefront of my mind. Now, this is crazy because I'm literally in the middle of this now. So this dish line, I had reached out before COVID, and I found a manufacturer in China. So when COVID happened, a lot of these plants closed down. So I have a prototype in my cabinet of this dish line. So now I am, that vision happened. I got that vision probably 4 years ago, but now it started stirring back up in my heart again. And the Lord said, add it to your confessions that my goal is to have my dish line. This is cool because you guys get a chance to see some pre stuff. My goal is to have a dish line. It's really dope. It's like pink dishes and stuff. And it's like a cup and a bowl. And it's dope. So, but it says, I'm a millionairess on it. And so I got an idea for the packaging, and I was like, I want to go like on HGTV. Like I got a whole thing that I've confessed. This is the vision. But what happened, COVID happened, it got me off my goal. Holy Spirit and prayer stirred it back up and reminded me, get back on that. That vision was for me. You have not manifested that. Get it back off of the back of your heart and get it back on the front of your heart, Letitia, right? So the next thing, okay, goes on to talk about doing this contract with the guy. And then it took a month for stuff to order, tweak it, still focusing on the vision. And so now, because of 19, all we have to do is pivot. See, so no disease, no virus, no sickness should ever stop anything. It just means I have to pivot. And just because something didn't come to pass in one season doesn't mean that God wants you to throw away the entire vision. Extra. Like his office has glass and a whole door.
Wow.
That part, okay? So, it's all about making sure that you pivot, because don't look for things to be perfect. If I would have been looking for things to be perfect, I would have let that go. What I'm endeavoring to do is, I believe a lot of you had some multiple $1 billion ideas that you let slip because you ran into resistance, whether it was 19, Esther, whether it was somebody told you no, whether it was whatever, Vernell, I don't know. But pivot, take time and say, what did I let slip that I need to reignite? Okay. All right. Now, page 29's Jules Gems. Jim, in order to achieve great success, you have to reset your standard and create greater disciplines for yourself. This D word is a big deal because a lot of people got flushed out in the last year or two because they didn't have the discipline. It's like the less you go to an event, the less you want to go to an event. The less you go to church, the less you want to go to church. The less you have to show up for success, the less you want to show up for success. So we're in a time now that the people that are most disciplined will have the most amount of wealth, because discipline and wealth go together. There is no way for a man to become wealthy without discipline, because it'll be wealth that he will never be able to keep. And so that's why it's important to make sure that you start practicing these disciplines, getting up, making up your bed right away. You're in the bathroom, you took off your clothes. Don't leave your dirty clothes on the floor. Pick them up, put them in the dirty clothes hamper. It's stuff that sounds small, but it's very practical, because one thing about wealth is it takes excellence. It is almost important. It is almost impossible, I think, for somebody to have serious wealth without a tremendous amount of discipline, because everything takes stewardship. And that's the part sometimes that, we don't always get. Okay. All right. So my personal life isn't that much different from my business life when it comes to creating new disciplines. I've learned to be willing to create new disciplines as I expand. So as you desire, Deidre, right, to expand, then that means that maybe there was a discipline that I did not have 5 years ago that I have to have now. I didn't have a discipline of, paying for a nurse to come over and give me infusions. But because there's greater responsibility on my life, I got to stay fit to fight. So there are disciplines that I've had to, implement that I didn't have 5 years ago. You see what I'm saying? So everything is about discipline. Okay. Now, let me tell you, my children, it's Sunday. So it's like major family day. This is Cyrene. I'm going to let her say hey to y'all. Hi, honey. I'm on a Millionaires Club chat. Do you want to say hi to the ladies? Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me turn this off because I can't hear you. Okay, say it again. Say hi.
Hi.
What are you doing?
I'm looking for Dad.
Okay, Dad is on an interview right now.
Okay.
Okay, but I love you and I'm going to call you right after this, okay?
Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye.
That's so cute.
Now, let me tell you what's really funny. She's going to Dubai tomorrow.
Oh,
okay?
really?
Which is exciting, but someone didn't count the whole cost.
So that's why she wants to talk to Dad.
Listen, because I'm like, I ain't got nothing.
Get them racks on racks on racks.
What'd you say she what?
Racks on
She
racks.
called to get them racks
It's
on
not
racks.
happening. It's dead. It's
Hey,
dead.
Dr. Jewel, can I say something?
Yeah, sure.
Because I think this will help. Something that since I've been a part of the Millionaires Club and just leading up to this time before I discovered it, I became aware of the lack of discipline over my time, because what I discovered is that I would let people call and text me all day and get me off task from the things that I was supposed to be prioritizing. I'm an empath. One of my top strengths is empathy. So when people call me, please pray for me. Hey, Deidre, hey, can you connect me to such and such? And I will go an entire day, didn't get one song recorded, didn't set up my new investment, didn't work on building my business. So a lot of distractions for me were not bad distractions, but they weren't helping me get any closer to my goal. And I don't know if it was this chapter or the next one that you mentioned that all of your goals need to lead up to fulfilling your ultimate goal. And I had to learn that I had to reprioritize things. So what I did was I said, you know what? I'm going to create one prayer call for all these constant prayer requests that drain my day all day. I'm going to put them at 6 a.m. for y'all. Okay. And then when they want to text me for the rest of the day, I say, all right, let's hit this tomorrow morning, because the rest of my day is already planned for the things I'm trying to replace. What I make in a year, I want to make that in a month right now. That's my goal. Okay. And I'm making 6 figures a year, but I want that in 1 month and beyond. And since I've been connected to you and I've been talking to my husband, I said, we need to be setting ourselves up to live off the interest. So anything that's not moving me closer to those goals, even though it's part of my ministry and I care for people, I had to shift some things in terms of time management. I hope that helps people.
No, that's really, really, really good. And I think what happens is, Deidre, when God raises you up to be a person of influence, you're an influencer. So people are looking at you for answers. A lot of times they'll call and, like you said, I got this going or I got that going. But then you have to prioritize and say, okay, so this is the prayer call I'm doing. So if you have prayer requests, this is when it is. My family is hilarious. But you know what? This is funny. This is happening tonight like this, but I think it's good because most of you have lots of things going on. You got families, you got this, that, and the third, and they can be intrusive sometimes, not because they're bad. It's just, they're just people. And especially if they have big personalities, but I still have to focus. I still have to go on. I still have to do this, that, or the third. So I think this is good because we have to learn how to focus, even when everything else around us is like reeling and yelling for our attention and our time. Because like you said, we got to make sure that at the end of the day, what have I accomplished? What have I gotten done? What do I still need to get done? Like, what does that look like? And those are things that I think that we have to have those conversations every day. So that was great. Thanks for sharing that. Okay. So listen to this. As a result, I achieved a whole new level of growth. I've also learned that with growth comes more responsibility and greater discipline. It's not just physical discipline, it's mental discipline. It's focusing when everything else is reeling, you know? Over time, I've become more focused on my confessions and discipline. I've not mastered this yet, but I'm growing in the process. So every single day, that's why I set my day at the beginning of the day. Before I start that day, I'm writing down, I'm anointed, I'm appointed, I'm beautiful, I'm bold, I'm strong, I'm courageous. Everything that comes in my heart, it's not set. I don't have a set out of my heart. I have supernatural focus. I have supernatural discipline. I have the ability to hear. My decisions are accurate and precise. My discernment is strong and sharp. Lord, let me not be deceived. I've been praying that recently as I've come into more wealth. Sensitive. I don't want to just jump on a deal just because it comes across my heart. You know, I want to be sensitive. Is this the deal? Do I have a witness? Not do I understand everything? Do I have a witness? So let me not be deceived, you know? So all these things I think are going to be really, really important because we live in a very busy time with tons of voices. Okay. Now, let me keep reading. It said, as a result, I've gotten better. Rebecca, this is really good for you. Underline this. Pull your book out. I hope you got your book out. I've gotten better in narrowing down projects. You got to narrow down the project. Narrow down the project. So on my list, on my journal, after I write my confessions, then I write down, get this done, get this done, get this done, get this done. Like tonight, I'm buying more Bitcoin. It's on sale, right? I got to send some Bitcoin. So those are my 2 action things that I got to do tonight before I get into snuggle time with the family. So buy Bitcoin and send Bitcoin. All right. Over time, I've become very focused on my confessions and disciplines. Again, I've not mastered it. Okay. If I'm going to be disciplined where my current projects are concerned, so then I can reach my end goal for them, I can't afford to be all over the place. This is just for you, Rebecca. God loves us so much. Okay, next Jewel Gem. With growth comes more responsibility and more discipline. Okay, I encourage you to narrow down those goals, focus and hone in on where you are and what you are doing. Whether you're in the beginning, intermediate, or advanced stage of your business or career, you need to look at where you are and then where you need to be. The following is further insight on the value of setting goals presented by Ashia Leonard. Okay. Now, you want to be honest about the things that are keeping you from accomplishing your goals and coming up with solutions. I think having that conversation is the nuts and bolts that will get you unstuck so you can have some movement. It could be that you need some help. So maybe hiring a housekeeper. We talk a lot about that, getting help, taking vitamins if you're tired all the time. If you're working a 9 to 5, as soon as you get home, I'm too tired. And instead, ask yourself, what am I going to do about it? So if you work a 9 to 5, but you're tired when you got home, what am I going to do about it? Because I know that I've got to spend some other time besides just sitting in front of the TV. Another important thing is to take fast action. Now let's stop and talk about this a minute. I want you guys to put in the comments fast action. As a matter of fact, everybody unmute and say, I take fast action. Come on.
I take fast action.
Fast action. Fast action.
Take fast action.
Fast action. Let me tell you, Charlene, this is where I think a lot of people get stuck, Grace. They get stuck because they hear something and they procrastinate. Most people get stuck at the procrastination. I've learned, and the team can tell you, when I hear something, I'm not necessarily waiting just for all the information. I'm waiting for the witness. The minute I get the witness, I try to move out on it. That has brought a ton of profitability in my life. And so, because I've seen so many people, you know, we've been charting along at the same time, but maybe in one phase they took fast action, but by the time we got to the second phase, they slowed down. Third phase, they just didn't take any action at all. So you have got to become a serious action taker. I like to hang out with people that like to take action. I like to strike right then. If somebody calls me with an issue, I'm not one that'll probably put it off for 5 days. I'm like, let's handle it right now so I can go on to the next issue. So you got to get in the habit of, if the minute you hear something that you know you need to do, whether it's implementing something, whether it's buying something, whether it's investing in something, whether it's calling someone, texting someone, setting up a meeting, setting up a deal, setting up an interview, buying a book, it doesn't matter what it is, get in the habit of being an action taker. The action takers of today will be the billionaires of tomorrow. I told you guys many, I don't know, it's been probably like 2 or 3 years ago. And can y'all hear him, or is it just loud to me? Okay. Anyway.
Yes.
Cartoon. Okay. Anyway, Joe, I told you guys, start buying silver. How long ago did you guys hear me tell you start buying silver? This is what you should be saving in. How long has it been, Mill? 2 years, 3 years? Nadine, I don't know. But I started the minute I heard it, Shamira, even if it's just 1 ounce a month or 5 ounces a month. So when I cashed out a couple of weeks ago, I cashed out for $27,000. And what did I do? I bought that Bitcoin. Saving silver is better than saving dollars because it holds its value more, right? So me saving silver, starting that with 3 years ago. Yeah, I think it was 3 years ago, Nadine. So now I've been able to accumulate because I started. But what if I would have heard but never started? So whatever it is that you're hearing, I am challenging you guys to start, Melanie, taking fast action, become an action taker. You got it, and then you got to write it down. I don't know how many ideas I might get in any given day. It might be, I don't know, but a lot goes through this brain. I know a lot goes through Vernell's brain. I know a lot goes through Katie's brain, Daedra's brain, Melanie's brain, Amanda, Angela. You guys are some geniuses. If you were in the club, I know that you are a genius. So now it's about capturing that genius, capturing that financial genius and implementing it and mobilizing that genius. Because it's one thing to be a genius, but it's another thing to mobilize the genius. Because this is what happens, just like anything, the more you follow the unction of Holy Spirit, the more you get those unctions. I need to do this. I need to go here. I need to do that. Then the greater and the stronger you become, right? The stronger you become, and that instinct gets really strong. And then now you're producing and your results get really strong. And now you're a happy person. You're fulfilled because you did what most people weren't willing to do. Do you know most people on a Sunday night will not get on a Zoom? What my daughter said was true. Most people on a Sunday night are not trying to get on a Zoom. But what are we doing? We're the future billionaires. I know I'm one. I know Amanda's one. I know Angelique is one. I know Angela's one. If you were in the club, you got billionaire status on the inside of you. But you got to be willing to do what it takes. Go the extra, not just mile, but you got to get used to living in the extra. So I tell people at our church, I'm like, don't run from being a 10 talent person. Don't run from responsibility. I don't want to do that. I want to do that. Like, you're never going to be great doing the minimal. You're never going to become great just doing what's asked of you. You always got to be realizing, God, I'm putting myself in a position to be stretched. I'm not looking for a way to be lazy, Juanita, because that's what it comes down to. That's why most people don't have what they need, because they lazy. And then somebody challenge them or tell them they're not doing enough. And then you hanging out with a bunch of normal people, and that whole circle is mediocre. They just trying to do enough. That's why for a lot of people, it was like this whole pandemic was just a reason for them to just be like, oh, I'm really about to get my lazy on. That's not going to help you. Okay. So let's go. This is the second to the last paragraph on page 30. Another important thing to do is take fast action. For instance, what steps will you take within the next 24 hours to get started on your goals? I want to know, what steps are you going to take in the next 24 hours to get started on your goal? Rebecca, you know, okay, this is where I'm at, but what is the first thing you're going to do? And do not minimize what you have heard, because sometimes we be looking for this, we be looking for the spectacular. Give me. Child, you doing too much. I'm telling you, it be the practical. It's the practical. By the grace of God, I got here by practicality, Demetrius. This wasn't just like a bunch of like fireworks and stuff. It was just the practical every day, doing the work, getting on the Zoom, reading a book, listen to, wealth sessions, listening to wealth mentors, asking questions, writing it down, getting up, meditating, seeing it, imagining it, exposing myself. Pop, 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 pop. It's in the repetition. It's just like, if I want to build this muscle, I can't just be like, oh, I lifted once, child, bye. You're not gonna get no rep. You gotta be again. Next day, again. Dog, I gotta do it again. How do I build strong arm muscles? Lifting weights. So I started off with this weight, but now I went from 5 to 50 to 100 to 250. So you gotta keep putting, pressure is good. Lean in the pressure. We've been taught pressure, breakdown, can't take it. No, don't let yourself cry. I'll never forget, I was in a small wealth group. The NFL, the Titans coach, his wife, she used to have these Bible studies at her beautiful mansion in Brentwood, which is about 30 minutes ago. And a good friend of mine invited me, and it was probably about 9 of us. And all these women were either influential themselves or married to men that were influential. And one of the women during the group, Shamira, she was going through something and she started to cry. And the lady next to her went to put her hand on her to empathize, to rub her back. And I'll never forget, Karen said, take your hand off her back. She said, go through the process, dig in, go through the process. When you get done crying, we're going to talk solution. And I was like, ooh, I like her. She's like, you don't need to.
Hey, Dr. Jill, thank you so much. Hey, I had that moment.
I did that with you, didn't I?
You did that with me, yes. And I got it done.
And she got it done. Vernell was gonna have a moment.
Dr. Jill, that reminds me of one of my favorite movies, The Incredibles. I don't say I got kids. The Incredibles, in that first movie, Edna Mode. I don't know if y'all remember when remember that scene when Mrs. Incredible, when Elastigirl was just falling apart and crying and upset because she didn't know where Mr. Incredible was and all the
yeah.
And Edna Mode pulled out this newspaper and just slapped her, said, pull yourself together. And
remember who you are.
Remember who you are.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's where we gotta be. All of that, all them tears, that ain't gonna do nothing for you. So anyway, which reminds me, there's a story I need to tell you guys. It's not gonna happen tonight. So let's talk about that. What goals are you going to accomplish within the next 24 hours? That's what I need to hear. Rebecca, we will start with you. Beautiful, brilliant, genius, organized, focused, millionairess.
I am writing down what I want to accomplish. I'm speaking it into existence, but I'm making a note to do it every morning when I get up.
Yes.
And one thing that I don't do is get up. I'm up at 6 o'clock in the morning and we're headed out. At 5, we're headed out by 6, but I don't make my bed up in the morning. So I'm gonna start doing that in the morning. So just doing little things and being, forming a habit of things to get through.
You know what? You just blessed me so much. Let me tell you why. Because we be thinking, And I told y'all this, we be thinking sometimes, Carolyn, it's the, no, it's the, I'm about to get up and start making up my bed. Because that's how you build reps. You build discipline with small things. Like I was taught growing up, we never went to bed with a dirty kitchen. So now, this kitchen, when we get done cooking, everything. I got one little dish over there because I had some salad. But I'm gonna wash it before I go to bed. Because we developed a habit. My mom taught us, we didn't come downstairs with a bonnet on our head. And we didn't, so, but here's the thing, it doesn't matter if you didn't do it as a child, you can start it as an adult. It is never too late to create a new habit. And that's what God is teaching me. You can always create a new habit. All I need is a decision. Once you make the decision, Rebecca, and I love what you said. You said, I'm gonna start writing it down every day. And I thank you for your transparency, because there might be a lot of people, any other bed makers we need to get on here who need to make beds? Anybody else? While we in confession mode, who else will start making up their bed when they get up? All right, let's go to the next person.
Me too. Yes, me too.
Good job.
There are days I don't make it up, and I definitely have to plan out my day. So I got to block my days.
And maybe make a goal so you'll be motivated to go out. You know, we probably need to do a design decorator thing, Shamira. Go out and get a beautiful comforter. We just did a guest room up there. This is a beautiful, I just like to look at it. I just open up the door and I light the candle. Ain't nobody even staying in there. I just be like, it's just pretty. It's just, it's new. So sometimes you got to go out and buy a new comforter, buy some new sheets, or get a comforter set that includes sheets, pillows, and shams, so that you're like, oh, I just made up a pretty bed. Because it's nothing like having a pretty bed. So those are things that you can do, because if you just got a blanket on there with mix-mack pillowcases, I'd probably be like, no, but still make it up. But just set a goal to get you a new comforter set, okay? All right, somebody else. Somebody else.
Hey, Dr. Joel, it's Quiana here. Hey
Hi,
there. Hi there. So I have set some goals to take care of myself this week. One of the things that I do not do is self-care, and just really focusing more on me. And so after reading the chapter more about self-care, I've already taken some action. I've ordered some things, and I am finding me a masseuse, a place where I can go and start getting some massages, again, taking care of me. So that is one of my goals this week. And tomorrow I'll be making some calls and getting some appointments out there.
That's good, Kiwana. And I don't know what your situation is right now, but just know also there are mobile masseuse now that can come to you.
Wow.
I think I love a beautiful, really nice spa, but I would much rather be home. I get my massages usually, preferably when I can. Sometimes she's like, I can only do you in the daytime. But I prefer a nighttime 8 p.m. Because I 2-hour deep tissue, tell them to use all the oils that they have. So when you get up, you can go lie down and really, really relax, because you all deserve it at least to be on a once a month. If you're not going to do once a week yet, everybody on here deserves to be at least on a once a month. All this stuff helps to preserve your youth, your flexibility, build your immune system. So I'm really glad to hear that, Kiwana. Thank you for sharing that. That's good, beautiful.
I need to do that. That's been the hardest thing for me, is self-care. One of the hardest. That's something that I really need to conquer this year.
Okay, so within 24 hours, what's the goal, babe?
So within 24 hours, I am going to schedule a massage. I never do that. And do you know, my vocal therapist said that I needed to do it weekly, and I still just couldn't I'll go to vocal therapy every week, but I just couldn't, I don't know. I just come from a different place. I feel like we have to unlearn some things and destroy some limiting belief systems about being good to ourselves. That's been a big one for me, because you know, when you're a nurturer and a caregiver, it's about everybody else. And I feel guilty for taking time for me. But within 24 hours, I will have scheduled a massage for myself this week.
I love it. I love it. And I really want you guys to do this. Rebecca, once you've written down your goals, tomorrow, put it in the chat, screenshot it. It doesn't have to be up close. We ain't got to be all in your business like that, but at least screenshot it. Kiwana, once you've scheduled your massage. Deja, once you've done, I want to see this in the chat. Okay. All right. Somebody else. What is your goal within the next 24 hours? Next 24 hours. What is a goal that you're going to set? So unmute and share.
This is Robin.
Hi, Robin.
Hey, how are you guys doing? I'm overly excited to be on here tonight with y'all. I'm learning so much. I'm a nurse as well as a filmmaker, and I've been asked to be on a health panel Wednesday in Orlando. So my 24-hour goal is to research everybody on the panel and be fully prepared, whatever they may ask, and just, represent, because I just got the invite. So it's like, I'll be there, but
Yes.
just getting prepared.
That's very good. That's an excellent goal. She's got a powerful panel she's going to be a part of. Let me do the research, see who these people are. I think that's excellent. I'm really, really proud of you for that. That's good. Once you've done that, let us know. Drop it in the chat. Somebody else next. And it's good for us to hear. And I'm glad you all are staying on here, because I want to tell you, it's really good for you to hear other people, not just your stuff, because it expands you, it really does. Okay, somebody else.
Norma. So this is just Quaylen again. Within 24 hours, you mentioned Bitcoin being on sale, and I've been saying I was going to buy some all weekend. I did buy another coin in the airport, but I am going to buy some Bitcoin within 24 hours. I'm also going to add to the affirmations on my mirror, so I still won't be able to really brush my teeth because I can't see in my mirrors, but I'm going to also, I have one side is goals, one side is affirmations. So I'm going to really break down those goals and add more specific detail as far as what I am trying to attain in those goals, and replace the ones that I've already accomplished, because I have learned when you speak it, when you write it down and you say it consistently, it happens. I've accomplished a lot, but I need to take those down and replace them with new ones. So I'm doing that
really
tonight.
Good. With tonight. Okay, great. And I want to tell you, I'm very proud of you. This woman owns several properties in the metaverse and doing really well. What do you own there, babe? A condo? And
I have 3 condos, and I'm actually building out my own entire event space in the metaverse. My own actual metaverse, actually.
Oh, we need to talk, because I want to do that.
Yeah, she is just a complete beast, and I'm really, really proud of you for the, because it takes discipline. It takes discipline. It takes patience. You've, watched over and over and over again, go live sessions and that kind of thing to learn. So I just want to tell you that I'm proud of you on that. Very good job. Okay, next, somebody else.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Janita.
Hi, Janita.
Hey, well, the next 24 hours, I'm going to pack for my trip to Dubai on Wednesday, because I cannot do it the night before, because I'm always stay up late and just procrastinate in packing. So I'm going to do it tomorrow.
Yay, you're going to Dubai too. Oh my God.
Yeah, for my 60th birthday.
Oh, that is so amazing. That is so amazing. Congratulations.
It's my birthday present to myself.
Excellent, excellent birthday present. I love to see you guys putting yourselves in a position of, opulence and luxury and extravagance. You deserve it all. Have a complete ball. Okay, next. 24 hours. What is a goal that you're going to do to accomplish as you're developing new disciplines and taking on new responsibilities?
I am going to, Norma, go ahead, Norma.
Who is that?
Hey, Grace, thanks. Norma.
Go ahead.
I'm just going to buy Bitcoin. I've been trying to buy Bitcoin through Cash App and it hasn't been letting me, because I want to invest in the new platform that you spoke of for investing, but I'm going to get that taken care of. Novatech, thank you. I will get that taken care of tomorrow, no matter what.
All right, good job. Yeah, that's good. That's a good one. It's like stuff we know we need to do. So good job, Norma. Grace, go ahead, honey. Welcome to the club. She's brand new.
Thank you very much. I'm so happy to be here. I am going to start looking for a house outside of New York. I said I would move outside of New York. My heart is feeling like Georgia. So I'm going to start looking for a house tomorrow. Yes, I am. I gotta go.
You gotta
I gotta
go.
go.
You
I gotta
gotta go.
I
Now
gotta go.
notice, now I heard that that's coming from her belly. That's not just her head. Her
Yeah.
belly. She's like, it's time.
Yes.
And when you feel that, that's when you got to move with urgency, because there is a door that has been opened and grace for you to walk into it. So I'm really, really proud of you, because I really think just because of stuff like Deidre, you got to unlearn. Sometimes we've stayed in seasons too long because we just
Yes.
weren't willing to step out. And I
Wow.
know that stuff is uncomfortable, because every time we've made a move, I've been like, whoa, 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 whoa. A big move, like, wait a minute, but it's like, no, you got to, because you got to go. I can't.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of you for that, Grace. I'm in agreement that you find something really beautiful. Okay,
Thank you.
someone else.
Hi,
Hello.
Dr. Jewel.
Hi, Juanita.
Go ahead.
Is that Juanita? Who's that talking?
It's two of us. Hey, I go. Hey, Dr. Jewel, how you doing?
I'm good.
What I'm gonna do in the next, I got 4 things. What I'm gonna do in the next 24 hours. One is to work on the discipline of saying my confessions at least twice a day. I mean, I said, once a day, but I need to say it like in the morning, at night. That kind of like get me in a rhythm and wacko, So that's one thing. The second thing that I'm gonna do is buy some Ethereum. Bitcoin is on sale too, but that's another cryptocurrency that is on sale.
Ethereum, you're right.
Yeah, Ethereum. There you go. I'm sorry about that.
No,
the third thing that I'm gonna do is follow up with the state of Florida. If I don't get an email, because I created that LLC. So if I don't get an email tomorrow, I'm gonna follow up with them on the process. And also, I have this goal to tie my day unto the Lord, 2 hours and 40 minutes. And so, and that's real big for me. When I'm doing that, things just flow and go well for me. So, but it's almost like it haven't been like a set time. You know what I mean? So my set time is 5:00 a.m. You know what I mean? 5:00 a.m. And that 2 hours and 40 minutes consists of course, the word, fellowship, maybe sitting in the presence of God, listen for instructions, but just creating that habit of 2 hours and 40 minutes daily.
All right, girl. I love it. I love it. You're clear. You know exactly what you're supposed to do. She's putting it in a place and doing it. I love it. So make sure you share that with us tomorrow. I want all of these 24-hour goals. I want to see them in the chat tomorrow. Okay, somebody else.
Hi, Dr. Jewel.
Hey, girl.
Hey. So back in July, I registered for a class. It was online, so it's self-paced, but I gave myself until April to complete it. But for the past 6 weeks, I just have not gone back to it. So within the next 24 hours, I'm just gonna pick up, do at least one module tomorrow, just to pick up where I left off, to make sure I meet my goal for April.
That is so good. So proud of you for that. Very, very smart. You invested in something, and she's saying, wait, I've invested in it. Let me make sure that I'm maximizing learning, because that's one of the most powerful things that we can do. So great job, Natasha. Okay, somebody else. 24 hours. What are you doing?
Hi, Dr. Jewel. 24 hours. I do have a list, something that I've struggled with for a long time. A list of delegation. I struggle with delegating things. And me and Janetta talk about that a lot, because my workload is heavy, not only with the team, but also at home and with my job. So my list of delegation is going to be written. Actually, I'm going to start it tonight, as soon as this call is over.
Okay, good. Vernell, let me tell you, I've seen growth in you. I think just even how consistent you are. I think sometimes people downplay, like what it really means to just stay consistent. That scripture I always go back to, at the hand of the diligent shall bear rule. Nothing is going to happen if you're not consistent. It's just not. But I've seen growth in you, and sometimes you don't see it in yourself. So I want to let you know that I see it, and I think the consistency is working. The renewing of the mind, it's working. You are definitely stronger and better than you were last year this time. And that's exactly what you want. You want people to look at you and say, okay, yeah, you up. And you are definitely that. So great job. Okay,
Thank you.
next. Next, somebody else.
Hi, Dr. Joel. Hi, ladies. So lovely to be
Hey.
here. I feel so blessed. So, one of my huge goals for the year is to leave my 9 to 5, and the date that I need to do that is August of this year. But for me to be able to do that, I need to have my business at a certain level. I am nowhere near that level. So, one of the things that I've been procrastinating on is finalizing an e course that I have been creating. And so tomorrow I'm going to spend an hour on that. And I also need to reach out to 5 new people for my networking business. So these are my
Oh,
2 things that I've got to do to move me to my big goal.
yes, girl. And where are you with that beautiful accent?
I'm in London, but I am from Dominica in the Caribbean.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. I'm
Thank
very
you.
proud of you. I love the clarity. You know, I'm telling you, what's blessing me tonight is that you guys are clear. Because that's another thing I pray for too. God, make sure I'm super clear and super confident, because a clear, confident woman is unstoppable. It's just bad when you like, I don't even have a goal. No, you got to have goals. Today, I felt led. We were in church and we were, taking up during the offering or whatever. And I had everybody, I said, okay, how many square feet do you want this year? And I had them screaming it out. And I saw some people were just sitting there. And one lady told me after, she says, I don't even know, like, I don't know. And I said, that's okay. You don't know, but your homework is to and go and look at some homes with some different square feet, maybe 2, maybe 4, maybe 6, so you can see what do you want. So you can know what you want and get clear on it. Then once you're clear on your vision, the vision will come to pass. A vision that is unclear is more likely not to come to pass. The clearer you are on what you want and what you deserve, you're going to manifest it. But if you're like, I don't know, 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 you cannot stay in I don't know mode. What kind of car do you want to drive? I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. No, you guys, that's like being a baby with vision. No, I know exactly what I want. Everybody knows what I want. I talk about it all the time. You should talk about it all the time, because that's how you're going to manifest it. Every time you talk about your goals, you are adding faith to what you say you believe. Every time you say clearly, I'm going to have this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to da 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 da. You're building your faith. You guys know the story when I went and shop for the Detroit car to give to the single parent, because I had built my faith to give away 2 cars over the last couple of years. When God says, now I'm stretching you, I was able to receive the stretch because I had been building my faith, right? Holy Spirit was leading me to build my faith. All right, so that's good. Nakinda, London, I'm coming to visit you, child. I love London. It's beautiful.
Can't wait for you to come.
I know. We're gonna have fun. I went to see The Lion King when I was there. I went shopping. It was so cool. Okay, let's go. Next.
I'll go next.
Yes.
Hello, Dr. Jewel. Hello, ladies.
Hey,
Well, I've reached out to my masseuse, and I'm on her books for this week, and on her book for this week, and she's putting me down for my weekly massage. I'm getting back on it, and I'm taking the clothes off my treadmill, and I'm getting on in the morning. So I'm going to take a picture of myself. I'm being transparent now. I'm being honest. That's what we're on here for. And I'm getting on my treadmill in the morning. I'm going to take a picture, and I'm going to put it in the chat.
Yay!
And I'm buying some Bitcoin tonight.
Yeah, oh, are you buying Bitcoin? Let's
I'm buying
go.
some more
I love
Bitcoin.
it. I love it. I'm so proud of you. That is so, so good. All right, next. I'm glad somebody said Ethereum. I'm glad you said that too. Because yeah, I was thinking about that. I'm like, ETH might even be a better buy than Bitcoin, actually.
Yeah, it dropped under 2,500.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like they talking about ETH eventually being at 75,000. So it's like buying Bitcoin when it was 1,000 or 2,000. So I'm buying ETH. I don't think I'm gonna buy Bitcoin. I'm gonna buy ETH. But you do whatever you're led. But that just hit me when she said that. I was like, Okay, let's take a couple more and then 2 more, and then Camille's gonna come in and give you guys a compounded interest chart homework, right? Because we're gonna be living off of the interest this year. Sharon, are you ready, babe?
Dr.
Hey,
Jewel, thank
honey.
you so much. Oh my gosh,
Absolutely.
this is transformative. So here's what I'm doing. I've needed to sell off some of my E-Trade stock. So I did that. And I held it to get the witness about where I wanted, what I wanted to buy next. So absolutely, I'm doing Ethereum tonight. And I have enough to buy some silver. And I'm gonna put some aside for the kingdom.
Hey, let's go, Sharon. That is awesome. My kind of girl. Moved it from E-Trade. It's all about, I never take an asset, profit from an asset and buy stuff. I always move asset to more a more aggressive asset. Then eventually, if you want to buy some stuff with interest, you can. But yeah, that's genius. I think it's completely genius. Completely. How long have you been in the club?
I started in November.
Okay.
So I'm like new, but I am like souping up as much as I can. Every bit of my spare time, I'm reading something because I actually, I'm really late. So I'm playing catch up, right? Because 4 or 5 years ago, I saw you and God had spoken to me about doing, joining the Millionairess Club. I started to research, but I started to research in the wrong way. So now I am like catching up to where God needs me to be.
Yeah.
And so I'm literally running to really get to it.
Yeah, awesome job.
Yeah.
Well, you sound pretty advanced to me, selling E-Trade and moving stuff into ETH and all that kind of stuff right there. You sound pretty advanced, Hunter. So
Well, I tell you, you have been so amazing. I said I need to catch up because it should have been 4 years ago, really. But we know that God restores.
Yeah.
And he'll get me back all that I lost.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking for him to put his super on my natural.
Absolutely. That's exactly what's going to happen. I love it. And
Yeah.
I'm in agreement. Okay, last one. And then I'm going to turn it over to Mill to go over the compound and interest homework for you guys.
Hi, Dr. Jewel.
Hey, girl.
Hi, ladies. One thing, definitely, because I'm being transparent also, I was a person who always started things and never completed them. So that was one thing that I wrote down that I was not going to do anymore in this year. I was one that always made my bed up every day and then stopped. So I'm going to buy me a new comforter set, and I am going to start making my bed again every day and declaring my affirmations in the mirror. I used to do that daily in the mirror, and I stopped that also. So that's another thing that I'm picking those things back up and I'm starting them again.
Man, I'm so proud of you. You're going to be so, the thing about it, once you get on confessions and writing stuff down and being an action taker, you feel so fulfilled and so confident and so productive that you're just like, I can do anything, the sun is shining. So you'll be so, everybody's going to be so operating at a level 1000, just because when you start implementing these things, these are huge confidence builders, fulfillers. You just feel completely unstoppable. So Millie Mill, what you got? You got some good homework for us.
So I've been over here doing some work. We literally, you all had an opportunity on January the 3rd to participate in the Living Off the Interest webinar. So many of you have already signed up with Novatech. We had an opportunity to do the same thing for our church members today. And I was feeling some kind of way because Dr. Jewel had a compound chart I'd never seen before. And I'm like, how you gonna have this dope compound chart and I don't know nothing about it? So I've been literally playing around with it, coming up with 5-year goals, because we are all applying the principle of, you know, setting up the Novatech, compounding it, but some of us may be blindly doing it. I was just blindly doing it until I saw her compound chart, which I am literally about to post in the Telegram group so that you can have access to it. If you didn't have an opportunity to hear about Living Off of the Interest, if you go on the Millionaires Club app under the chats, you will be able to see all of the replays. And it is the replay from January 3rd. It was a bonus session called Living Off of the Interest. So you want to go back and watch that. I encourage you to have pen and paper there with that. But what I did was, and I'm going to show you the compound chart. You have different kinds of businesses that are bringing in income and things like that. But now, if you take advantage of leveraging this compound chart, you can set some goals so that all these other income streams that you have going on, you're taking a portion of what other income you're coming in to help push you towards your goals. And so I just wanted to kind of give you all a quick perspective of where the 5-year plan could go and what it can look like. So many of you all started your Novatech with $100, $500, $1,000, whatever it is. The minimum is $99, I think, or $49. Whatever amount you start with, the key is to just start. One of the biggest things that I tell people, if you're familiar with Robert Kiyosaki, which I'm pretty sure most of you are, only 5% of our world is in on the right side of the quadrant, which deals with business building and investing. So the whole Novatech crypto hedge fund is a form of investing that you can partake in. So now what's happening? You're employing your money. You're putting your money to work for you, right? And so with us being at the top of the year, it's a perfect time to start setting some long-term goals for things that you want to accomplish. And mind you, these numbers may look really, really big because compounding interest can blow your mind, right? And so with Novatech, you're growing your account anywhere from 2 to 4% a month. And so I wanted to kind of give you all a perspective of what this could look like if you just put, let's just say $500 in your Novatech account and you compounded it every month for 5 years, okay? So with that, and it's compounding weekly because every Friday we do what? We go in and compound. So if you just use $500 and compound it weekly for 5 years, that $500 would grow to $86,000 in 5 years. But of course, most people are like, I need a little bit more. So the beautiful thing about it is you can set a goal to say, hey, I'm going to invest the extra amount every month. So this goes into where your businesses and all these things that are producing income, you know what that looks like, so you determine. So I initially ran the number of an extra $600 a month for the next 5 years. So if you were to do that the next 6 months, the next 5 years, and you did $600 a month into your Novatech account, right? And you allow this thing to grow, then you in 5 years you will be able to make $2 million. So not about just taking this out, but this is what I want you to see. If you took this same number after 5 years and put it at 1.2, okay? And I'm doing the lower end because I've seen weeks at 2%. I've seen weeks close to 4%. So I like to give the worst case scenario. So anything beyond that is a great day, right? So we're looking at this from the smaller amounts of what I've personally seen for myself, okay? So let's just say you take that 1.2 in 5 years, right? And we're at 2%. And I'm gonna change this, instead of put a year, I'm just gonna put a month, 1 month, okay? And I'm not investing anything else. So what happens is in that 1 month's time of investing, I'm earning $110,000 at 2%. So now what's happened? I posture myself to make 6 figures a month after 5 years of putting work in. You see what I'm saying? So you now, so I don't know what your number is, but I just wanted to show you this calculator from a standpoint of setting a long-term goal so that you can now say, this is what I'm going to do over the next 5 years. I literally did a call with my mom and got her set up. And I said, Mom, this is the play. Because she got laid off at 59, 2 years from retirement. And now she's back working. Now she's about to get her Social Security. So she was like, I can start with 300 and put 300 a month in. So we ran the numbers of what it looks like for the next 5 years for her. So I was like, so let's just say you run this for 4 years. So by 70, you really just living your life. And based off of that plan, it would put her on the low end about $15,000 a month, which is good for her because she doesn't really, need much. But to be able to say at 70, I got $15,000 a month residual just coming in. You see what I'm saying? So with everything that you have going on, my homework for you guys is to come play around with this calculator and find out in the next 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, how much money would you like to make from interest standpoint? Calculate how much does it cost to cover your life expenses right now. To be able to say, now I can go pursue my dreams and money is not an issue because I've now postured myself to employ my money. This is how the wealthy get wealthier. Do you see what I'm saying? Dr. Jewel is always looking for ways to posture and position us. And I've been listening to her about Novatech. We've been talking about it. I've been setting it up. But it wasn't until she put up this calculator that the light bulb really went off. Like, okay, Camille, you're doing Novatech, but you didn't really set a goal. So now that my goal is clear, Camille is giving herself 5 years to run the play. Do you see what I'm saying? So if Camille needs money, it ain't coming from Novatech. Money ain't leaving that portion until Camille hits the goal. So you have to determine what that goal is. But at the end of the day, finding opportunities and places employ money, that's where true freedom comes in. It's not about the money per se, it's about the freedom that the money brings. Think about when you need more money, so you go work all these hours and then you're tired and you can't spend time with your family, but you're doing it because you need the money, right? But if you had the money, you wouldn't have to do all that. And so I just wanted to kind of preface that, because as I was listening and seeing the chat, I'm like, okay, we're doing all these busy things, and I'm not negating any of that because I have some things that are producing money for me, but I want to make sure that we have a strategy in place that when that money produces, that I can put it here to work for me. So that's my homework for you all. And I would love to see in the chat, what you came up with. What is your goal over the next 5 years, the next 3 years, the next 2 years? It creates accountability. You see what I'm saying? And so you can play with this. You can say, I'm starting off with $100 and I'm putting in $100 a month, whatever it is. And you can play with the percentage. I saw Dr. Lorette, I believe, put in that Novatech averages 3.5. So you could put in there 2%, you could put in there 3%, you could put in 4%. So you can see a worst case scenario and a best case scenario between 2 to 4%. So you can see what that looks like for you to give you some goals. So that's my homework for you guys. And Dr. Jewel, I'll turn it back over to you.
That's really good. Thank you, Lorette. You're always a blessing. I appreciate you. So I just dropped the link in there. Do not register until you have Bitcoin. When your Bitcoin is ready, then fund the account. Don't register before then, okay? Also, I hope to see you guys at Prayer School February 4th through the 6th. You can get your tickets on destinycentertn.com. Don't forget, those of you buying Ethereum tonight or Bitcoin or whatever you guys are doing with investing, don't forget that $1 million challenge. We want to stay on track. I declare we are going to supersede our goal. I think we're up, how much now? It should be what, 244,000 for the month of January? Yay. Okay. All right. Very good. So guys, I love you ladies so much. I'm praying for you. Nadine, thank you. Special shout out to our prayer director who keeps us covered in prayer. Love you guys so much. Have a good night. Bye. Now my husband.
Love you
quiet.
too, Dr. Jewel.
Good night.
Thank you so much.
Y'all.
It's great.
Night, ladies.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Be blessed.
See you, ladies.
He
Good
can't,
night.
he can't even hear Ben. That is so funny.
Awesome.
Can't hear.
Dr. J. Love y'all. Bye.
Have a great week, everyone.